Oh,
Shalom, shalom. All right, welcome everybody. Let's just dive right in. So today I wanted to do something that is hopefully useful and maybe fun as well. So I did, um, sorry, just a moment. I did a lesson on the numbers, right? So now I thought that we could also learn a little bit about colors. Hopefully that can be helpful to you guys. And as with the numbers, I have created a PDF that I can just send out to you, and then you could use it as reference for whenever you need it. Let me share screen. Right. Hopefully you can see that. All right. So the Hebrew word for colors is tzva'im. Tzva'im. Yeah. Um, might be a little tough to pronounce, but uh, you just have to practice. That's all I can say. Tzva'im. And the singular would be tseva. Tseva.
Seva.
Yeah.
Girls.
Tseva is singular, tzva'im is the plural. Let me just cheat. That's better for me. Okay. Okay. All right. Just a short list of colors. Like obviously there are many colors, but let's just go over the basic ones. So red is Adom. You have the transliteration on the right. Blue is Kahol. Green is Yarok.
No.
Yellow is Zahov.
Saho.
Black is Shachor.
Shaho.
Shachor. White is Lavan.
Levan.
Brown is Chum. And notice I don't have the vowel properly sent here, but it's Chum, and you can see the transliteration. So it's Chum. Gray is a fall. Okay. Orange is Katom. Purple, Sagol. Pink, Varod. Varod, yes. Okay, so let's try to kind of say these out loud. So, so a few of them. So Tzahov here is kind of like highlighted because if I had the text in yellow, you wouldn't have been able to see it. And then Lavan, obviously, you wouldn't have been able to see the light. But everything else, hopefully it's, yeah, anyway, I try to have it like a nice little document. But anyway, okay, so let's go over it together and just say it out loud a couple times. And then you can just take it home and practice in your own free time. Okay? So let's do it together. Adom,
Adom.
Kachol,
Kahol,
Yarok,
Yarok,
Tzahov,
Tahov,
Shachor,
Shahor,
Lavan,
Lavan,
Chum,
Chum,
Afor,
Afor,
Katom,
Katom,
Sagol,
Sagol,
Varod.
Varot.
All right. Awesome. All right. Just had a couple of sample sentences here for you to consider. התפוח אדום. The apple is red. התפוח אדום. Okay. The apple is red. השמיים כחולים. השמיים כחולים. Sky is blue. So shamayim is plural. So you can see here that kahol, the word for blue, like the noun, so to speak, right? But as it functions as an adjective, it modifies shamayim. Shamayim would be plural, right? And you can kind of tell by the way that this word sounds. Oh, I think I don't have. There you go. So when it modifies the noun, it kind of, like you get a sense that it's plural, right? It matches the number. Okay. Shamayim khulim. The sky is blue.
So is that skies?
Kind of, yeah.
Heavens, skies?
Heavens. Like
Okay.
heavens would be good.
Okay.
Yes. Would be more of a literal rendering of,
Okay.
like, of this word, yeah. But it's kind of like assumed plural, like you don't have a singular version of this word, like it's plural. Okay. הדשא ירוק. הדשא ירוק. The grass is green. דשא is grass. ירוק is green. Okay. Another sentence is an example for us. הלבוש לבן ביום הכיפורים. הלבוש לבן ביום הכיפורים. The clothing is white on Yom Kippur. All right. Just a couple of sentences, and you can practice them at home to kind of try to connect these words maybe with some nouns and learn a few more phrases as you go along. Okay. So it might be nice to look over some significance of the colors in Jewish traditions. We did something similar with the numbers, and hopefully that was insightful for you. So I thought, why not even look at colors and how they relate to Jewish tradition? So Adom, red, like obviously blood is red, and it's a big deal in the sacrificial system, in the Levitical priesthood, with sacrifice and atonement. Obviously, the red heifer, which is a big deal right now. I don't know if you've occasionally it kind of pops up in the news. The red heifer is ready to, and anyway. But it's used for a very particular purification ritual. And the law for it is found in Numbers 19, for instance. All right. Kahol is blue, but what we're going to talk about is the word tchelet, which is more, it's more like a lighter blue. So kahol would be darker blue, and tchelet would be a little bit lighter blue. But it is found in the tzitzit, and you will see that some Jews will have a blue thread. Ptil tchelet, thread is ptil. Tchelet is blue or light blue. They're not sure what kind of color it was, and so for hundreds of years, Jews would not include the blue thread in their tzitzit, but it's actually gaining more traction within Jewish circles, and more Jews incorporate this commandment in their tzitzit or their talit. All right. Speaking of tzitzit, speaking of talit shachor, especially in the Ashkenazi tradition, you'll see that the talit that they're wearing has black stripes. In more Sephardic circles, you'll see blue stripes. It looks more like the Israeli flag. There'll be more a Sephardic tradition, but the black basically symbolizes mourning. So it's a sign of mourning for the temple. So the temple is still never built. Then white, lavan, tzeva lavan. It's obviously a symbol of purity and holiness. I think that in many cultures in the world, like this is why brides wear white, because this is a symbol of holiness and purity. Same thing in Jewish culture. And also it is it's customary to wear white on Yom Kippur. Also on Shavuot, but especially on Yom Kippur. And Sagol is purple. It's kind of like a choice color, and it's just an expensive dye. Some people thought it was harvested from snails, and just a very difficult process. It's just we're making some reasons. Anyway.
What's the name?
Sagol. Yes. All right. Let's go over the colors again. Okay, together. Adom, Kachol,
Kachol,
Yarok,
Yarok,
Tzahov,
Tzahov,
Shachor,
Shachor,
Lavan,
Lavan,
Hum,
Hum,
Afor,
Afro,
Katom,
Tom,
Sagol,
Sagol,
Varod.
Varod.
Okay, nice. All right, and then I thought, why not? Let's do something similar with body parts. How about some body parts? They're very useful for going to the doctor. If your doctor is Jewish, you need to know your body parts. Ka'ev li ha'rosh, my head hurts. Something like that. Okay? So, Ivarei Haguf in Hebrew, body parts, Ivarei Haguf. Say Ivarei Haguf.
Chaguf.
All right, nice. All right, so we'll just go over these. This might be a lot of information, but just good to have in your vocab arsenal. Things like numbers, colors, body parts, things that come up in conversation often. Well, I don't know how often, but it's just really good, like basic foundational vocabulary that I think will be helpful for you to memorize, or at least to interact with every now and then. All right, head, rosh, face, panim.
Anim.
Ayn is an eye. Kind of sounds similar, right? Ayn. Einayim. That is the plural form for ayn. Ozen.
Ozen.
Oznayn.
Oznayn.
All right. Now, a quick note about this kamatz over here. This is called the kamatz katan. I do not wish to confuse you, but occasionally, just keep it in mind. You don't have to memorize, but there are words that will have a kamatz katan, which basically makes the o sound. Not usually happening. but occasionally you'll stumble upon such a word. Oznaim. But the good thing is that you know that one ozen is ear, and it starts with o. And then when you get to the plural, it's oznaim. Then there's a kamatz. It shouldn't confuse you. Just, you know, think about how the word sounds. All right. Af is nose. Pe is mouth. Shinaim or teeth.
Shinaim.
Yad is a hand.
Yad.
Yadayim, hands. Finger is
Yadayim.
etzba.
Etzba.
Arm is zoa.
Ra.
Leg is regel.
Regel.
Legs are raglaim.
Reglaim.
Yeah. So you can see from here, kind of like yad yadayim. So the first syllable is identical. When you get to the plural, not so with the word regel. Just commit it to memory. The regel is one regel. Two regel is reglaim. I have two regel. What is two regel? Reglaim. Okay. Now, what is a foot? That's kind of funny. Kaf regel. Kaf is a palm. The palm of your leg. Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like funny, like there's a lot of berries, right? There are raspberries and blueberries and a lot of them are just lumped together as perot ya'al. So the fruits of the forest. There's not a whole lot of names for anyway. Lev is heart.
Rev.
Beten is stomach.
Beten.
And Gav is back.
Gav.
All right. Let's go over it together to practice. Rosh.
Rosh,
Rosh.
Panim.
Panim,
Ain.
Ayin,
Ain.
Einaim.
Enayim,
Enaim.
Ozen.
Ozen,
Ozen.
Oznaim.
Oznaim,
Oznaim.
Af.
Af,
Af.
Pe.
Pe,
Pe.
Shinaim.
Shinaim,
Shinaim.
Yad.
Yad,
Yad.
Yadayim.
Yadayim,
Yadayim.
Etzba.
Etzba,
Etzba.
Zroa.
Zroa,
Zora.
Regel.
Regel,
Regel.
Almost my foot straight reglaim.
Raglaim,
Kaf regel.
Kaf,
Kaf
Regel,
regel.
Lev.
Lev,
Lev.
Beten.
Beten,
Beten.
Gav,
Gav.
Yeah. Now it's very helpful when you're going over these to actually point to the different parts of your body. It actually helps a lot. You start associating the sound with the particular body part. It's helpful. Do it at home.
Could you please pronounce again arm?
Zroa. Zroa.
Zora.
Zroa.
Like draw or zora?
Like the Z.
Zora.
Zebra. Zoro.
Zora.
Zro.
Zora.
Ah.
Zora.
That's right. Okay.
Zora.
Yeah, a lot of these with the shva in the beginning might sound awkward. Like tzvaim, zroa, you kind of start with a static noise, so to speak, and move from there. So But anyway, I did not invent the language. Okay, example sentences. Let's look at a couple of these. They might be helpful. Kind of to connect these words to some verbiage here. הראש שלי כואב. הראש שלי כואב. My head hurts. הראש שלי כואב.
הראש שלי כואב.
יש לי שתי עיניים.
יש לי שתי עיניים.
יש לי שתי עיניים. And the good thing is that we already went through numbers. So you know what shtei is. You know that the word for two, like the noun, is shteim. Right? Do you remember? But when it's used to say I have two something, so when it's modifying something else, I have שתי. יש לי שתי עיניים. Okay. הלב שלנו חשוב לחיים. הלב שלנו חשוב לחיים. Heart is important for life. Kind of like a good. אני עושה בטן גב במלון. אני עושה בטן גב במלון. So this is kind of a fancy way of saying I'm relaxing at the hotel. Literally it means doing stomach back. So I will explain. So not a whole lot is happening at a hotel. But what do? You lay down, catch some sun rays, and then you just turn on your back and then on your tummy. And get some suntan on your back. And then go back to your tummy. Beten, go. Beten, go. Anyway.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
On the first one, my head hurts.
Mhm.
Why isn't it Roshi for my head?
Okay, you could say that.
Okay.
Roshi koev. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You could.
Because ha is normally the.
Mhm.
The head. The head hurts.
Yeah, it's like you're pointing to a specific head, my head.
Okay.
So rosh koev. Well, like which one do you mean?
Okay.
Right. So it's rosh sheli koev. Like you could say roshi koev. But mostly you'll hear it so like this.
Okay.
Combining nouns with sheli, like avi, imi, people kind of tend to look down on that kind of way of speaking because it's a little bit more elevated. So this is kind of like baby Hebrew. Aba sheli, ima sheli, abba sheli, hamore sheli. It's it's just the culture. Doesn't appreciate high speech or like it kind of sounds pompous, like when you say something like that.
Roshi.
It's like,
Okay.
yeah, well,
Really possessive. It's more of a
it is possessive. It's kind of proper, but it might be too proper.
Okay.
Right, speaking. It's like,
Or something.
yeah, maybe something like that. Like you're some sort of university professor or something like that. Like who are you? Like, are you, you're like that.
Fendi is more casual.
Yeah. So you wanna talk casual to Israelis. To the majority of Israelis are very achi, my brother, my sister, it's kind of like everybody's a big family and everybody's kind of the culture. All right. So here as well, I compiled a few fun things in the Jewish tradition. Hopefully, you're appreciating those. It might not be as related to Hebrew, but maybe it's interesting for you, and it's just like a fun way to navigate through a lot of things that we have to commit to memory, and then it's just like, Anyway, Rosh, the head, represents wisdom, leadership. But for example, you heard about the Rosh Hashanah means the head of the year. So it's the head, it's the beginning. In the ancient world, head also denotes source. So for instance, when you hear Paul in the New Testament, like obviously he is Jewish and everything. So when he says that the wife, so that the husband is the head of the wife, he's connoting source. That the husband is the source of the wife, and he's going back to Genesis. As Adam was formed first, he was formed from man. So head is source. So the Rosh Hashanah, the beginning, the head of the year is kind of like the source, like from and everything, like kind of starts and everything kind of follows. Anyway, eyes, einayim, right? So for instance, we hear ein, tachat ein, so an eye for an eye. It's understood as a principle of measure justice, which was unheard of in the ancient Near East at the time, because this law in particular ensured that punishment does not escalate, so it's proportionate to the offense. So if I poke someone's eye out, like I don't go and take two of his eyes, so the punishment always is proportionate to the, and we can see of other codes where it's not proportional. Anyway, so for ein, you see that oznaim, right, ears. What came to my mind is Shema Yisrael. It's the commandment of listening to God. Af is nose, but it also connotes anger, and we can kind of think about maybe like a bull, like an angry bull, that like when he flares up in anger, so his nostrils kind of like expand and so on and so forth. So you might have heard of the biblical expression charon af, or the anger of the nose, or something like that. It's probably translated in a different way because it sounds very weird in English. But essentially, yes, it really does talk about the nose. And there's some symbolism there. Anyway, another fun thing is peh is our mouth, and a lot of Jews are celebrating Pesach every year. And now, like, this is not meant for it, but Jews might say this. So Pesach is literally kind of like the mouth speaks. So peh is mouth, sach is to speak. So a big part of the Pesach is to retell the story of the Exodus. So the mouth speaks. It's kind of the frustration of a lot of us Jews is when we come to the Seder table, we're just, like the dad is talking and talking and talking. I'm like looking at my watch, it's like, okay, let's get to the food here. But anyway, so the Pesach, the mouth speaks, and you want the mouth to eat. But anyway, it's just a way of us Jews to torture ourselves somewhere. Anyway, yadayim. So the phrase netilat yadayim means the washing of the hands. It's performed before meals and prayer, and it's a symbol of purity. Okay, so So in some sense, within the tradition, the father is considered the priest of the home, and then the table is considered the altar and the food is sacrifice. And before the priest would come to worship at the altar, they would wash. Okay, lev is heart. You probably know this very well. Ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart. The heart was kind of like the seat of, it's where your reasoning comes from, like for the most part. And beten, the stomach would be more where your emotions are. Raglaim, we have the phrase aliyah laregel, and it refers to pilgrimage to Jerusalem during the three major festivals, Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. Anyway, so body parts. So it's not just things on your body, they're also used in various ways within the Jewish tradition or in the Bible. And if this is redundant, tell me. Don't stop doing this.
No.
If this is silly and you want just to do, just like Arthur, just give me the words, give me the nouns, give me the verbs. I don't want all this extra stuff.
No,
Tell me now.
this is excellent.
Yeah, this is very.
We like the extra stuff.
Okay. All right.
Toda rabah.
Okay, we can mix, for example, Rosh Shali,
Mhm.
Panin Shali,
Mhm.
Ayin Shali, Inajin Shali, Hosen Shali.
Okay, so wash, he said, Roshi. Rosh Shali, Roshi. Panim, Panai. Panai. Yeah. Sometimes it's not gonna be what you would expect. Panecha is your face, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Ein, right? I, Eini. Eini. Okay. Ozen, Ozni. Ozen sheli, Ozni. Yeah. But because you have the word shali, don't stress about it too much and try to combine them in your head. You can just use shali, harosh shali, hapanim shali, ha'ain shali, instead of trying to figure out how it would sound. It's a lot easier this way. Okay. אוזניים שלי, פה שלי, שיניים שלי, יד שלי, אצבע שלי, so on. זרוע שלי. All right. All right, those were the colors and body parts. I'll send these to you on the WhatsApp, so you can have them and refer them. Now let me give you something. This is a surprise. Not a surprise. Well, anyway, okay. So next week, because I want to create a good incentive for you guys to study all these words that we just went through, we're doing another Kahoot tournament. It will involve colors, body parts, and other stuff from our vocab that we learned that you should know. All right?
Thank you for the heads up.
Yes. You have a full week to study. Okay? It's going to be fun. So Yelena and Julia and Luis, you don't know, but we did it just before the fall semester ended. We did a Kahoot. It was fun, and Grant and Mary Ellen were granted the champions. They'll try to keep their belt. for the trophy. So anyway, I will put it in the chat and hope, and maybe somebody wants to join for next time as well. Maybe we'll have more people will be fun. Okay, so let's go over this a little bit. So those were the short vowels. Just a quick review. So we talked about it. I'm just gonna review those really quick, and maybe we can read some of those words. I know I haven't given you homework, and this is on me. I was actually a little bit busy this week. But as for homework for this week, you're going to study all these nice things about colors, about body parts, other vocab words. So yeah. So this is what I'm going to do. But eventually I'm going to add these to the summary pile. Maybe I'll even do it in the next couple of days to give us also the words for the vocab for you to kind of go through. Anyway, but the short vowels, we learned not to concern ourselves with their weird appearance. And that right now we're just phonetically trying to make sense of the letters and vowels, right? And try to get a feel for the language, for starters. So, chataf patach sounds like a patach, chataf kamatz, like a kamatz, chataf segol, like a segol. Okay, so it's ha, ha, e. Then we went over these, and we learned that there's nothing to fear. They look intimidating, but they're actually not intimidating at all. Okay, so let's go and read these again, and try to. Yeah, let's just try to read those. Who wants to do number 5, for instance? מספר 5.
5 is 5.
5. מספר 5.
אלוהים בורא העולם.
Yes. Great. Elohim borei ha'olam. Nice. Okay, number 6. Who wants to try? Read number 6.
I can.
Yelena? Oh. Yelena, raise your arm first. Yelena, go ahead.
Hu Elohei Ha'amim.
Yes. Right, nice. Hu Elohei Ha'amim.
Amen.
Great, good job. Number 7. Julia, would you like to try number 7 instead?
Sure. Elohim borei ha'adam.
Yes. All right, nice. Elohim borei ha'adam. Okay, number 8. Who wants to try and read?
I
can.
can do it. Oh, no, go, Christy, you go.
Hu ali hu borei.
Okay. Yes. So there is not a dagesh in there. I am assuming there is supposed to be. So if you would read it like this is vo'i, but the dagesh in there, it's a bit, right? You remember there are certain letters that change their sound. They have the dagesh in them. That is one of them. Okay. Number 9, who wants to give it a shot?
I'll take that one.
Okay.
Elohim borei Ha'or.
Elohim Borei Ha'or. All right. Good reading, everybody. Who wants to do number 10?
I'll take it.
All right, go ahead.
Hu Elohi Olam.
Hu Elohei Olam. All right, nice. This is a tzirei and a yud, and I think we spoke a little bit about it, how it creates the a sound. So, like on its own, a tzirei is e, which is for our purposes, it's the same as segol. It's e. But when we have yud, it's a. Okay. Hu Elohei Olam. אוקיי, 11. מי רוצה לנסות מספר 11?
I will. I'll do it.
אוקיי?
Me'olam ad olam.
מעולם עד עולם. Great. אוקיי, מספר 12. מי רוצה לנסות מספר 12?
I'll do that one.
אוקיי.
Avraham, Eved, Elohim.
Alright. אוקיי. מי רוצה לנסות מספר 13? 13? ילנה?
Hu Elohei Abraham.
נכון מאוד. הוא אלוהי אברהם. יופי. כל הכבוד.
תודה.
14. אני רוצה לנסות מספר 14. Who wants to try number 14?
חייל הגדול.
אתה רוצה לנסות? ליס. קדימה.
חייל הגדול, חבורה. חייל הגדול.
הגי. בו. האל הגדול, הגיבור. הגיבור, right? A with a פתח, גימל with a חיריק is לי. ב' with a רגש is ב. עולם, או. So בו. and ריש, הגיבור. Awesome. ומספר 15, מי רוצה לנסות? חמש עשרה. ילנה?
הודו לו.
הודו לו. Thanks. הודו, give thanks. To whom? Lo, him. Alright. Wants to try this phrase here?
I would like to try
It's
that.
kind of long. Okay, Brett.
Elohim li lo ira.
Elohim li lo ira. Alright. You can also commit it to memory too.
We say the last word on it.
Lo ira.
La.
It more comes from, like, the noun form of this is ira, and it's like it is a different word than fear. kind of connotes something a little bit differently. It's more like like an awe, like fear that comes from like a place of awe a little bit. Like rather than like I'm scared.
All as in like reference.
In some sense, yeah, it's kind of like has a broad range of meaning, but it's not like fears and I'm scared. It's like a little bit different than that. Okay. This is it for today. Thank you for coming. If there's anything else you want to learn, by the way, if you like those little lessons about numbers and colors and body parts, shoot me a text and say, I want to learn about, I don't know, days of the week or months of the year, if you want to do the months of the year or something like that. We can talk about Tishrei, Cheshvan, Kislev. We can talk about, do you want to do that? Do you want to do
I
a
have,
calendar, the Jewish calendar?
Yes, yes, please.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would also love to take a little, like a verse from the psalm, some verse that's like this, but only a little bit longer with some meaning, and memorize that as a class. I think it'd be so fun.
Okay. I'll have to see something that is at our level.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a little bit early, but if there's something simple. But like for instance, this we just learned it just now. Elohim li, lo ira. You can just commit it to memory if you'd like. Then we'll go. So once we'll go through this whole thing, it'll unlock so many doors for us, and then we can do so many fun things with the conversational Hebrew, and we can go to the Jewish prayer book, which I would love to do the Jewish prayer book. Actually, I have it here. This is my Siddur, and there are a lot of really short prayers here. There are a lot of really short prayers here, like especially in the Amidah prayer. And they are easy to memorize, and they're really fun. And they don't have really, like, we can do some fun things, okay? And obviously dialogue and modern Hebrew and some Siddur things and some Jewish tradition stuff, and they make it fun for you guys.
This is actually this type of interactive stuff. My brain is able to soak it in quicker.
The dialogues?
What we did tonight,
The
the colors, because we're
Gotcha.
still enunciating words.
okay.
Like I feel like I absorbed more tonight probably than ever, as
Oh.
opposed to going through the workbook for the entire night.
Okay. Right.
That's just me.
Right. Anyway, okay. So like, if you also have like, I want to do this, or that, just shoot me a text. Say, I want to see more dialogue. I want to press on the dialogue, or I want to, like, we will still have to go through the workbook because we still have to learn how to read, which is essential. But we can also do some extra stuff as we go along. So hopefully this is helpful. And again, next week is Kahoot. So come prepared. If you want to, like, if you want the crown, if you too want to keep the crown, you have to work hard. Okay. All right. See you next week.
Right. Thank you.
Toda.
Toda.